Special Ops Lioness. I am Pops. Let me tell you about the show. You guys know I have bragged up and talked up Taylor Sheridan. I did a quick review on the first few episodes of this. I was a little bit behind, but I got caught up. Episode 5 is now in the books, and let's talk about this show. If I have to give you an overall thought right now, this is by far the worst project that Taylor Sheridan has done. I don't know how much of this, it feels like almost like a woke apology effort. Like it's all about girl bosses. It's all about sitting around and talking. There's things that are done that feels like Taylor Sheridan, like there'll be like this speech or monologue, or it's like it's the overall premise, the fact that they will do certain things on domestic soil, which should anger us and frustrate us, feel like it's in line with like a Sicario or things that actually happen in Yellowstone. But the vibe of it, the flow of this, is just a mess, an absolute disaster, in my opinion, on every level. The premise of this episode is to pick up after what happened last time, which the main character, the daughter, has been in a car accident, right? So Zoe, first off, let me say this. I am not trying to bag on the show when it comes to performances. I think everybody is doing a fine job with what they have to work with for the most part. I don't have any major issues. I think Zoe Saldana as Jo is fine. She's not, I don't know how much of this is her and how much they don't have her looking pretty. They have her just sort of like kind of being a disgruntled, angry CIA girl boss, and it is really more off-putting than I thought it would be going into the show. This episode puts Cruz, she's the other main lead. They put her on the shelf. This is going to be the fallout of first part is the fallout of the car accident with the teenage daughter. She was in an accident. Her leg is shattered. Her friend is dead. She was pregnant. And it's about losing the baby or not. And then it's about the CIA fallout of the fact that Jo authorized her team to be included with a domestic process, a domestic thing that went sideways, ends up with a lot of dead bodies. And now they're being tasked for, they want that Border Patrol wants them to do something for them. It's like a tit for tat thing. Okay. That's the premise of the show. I kid you not. We spend 20 minutes of just talking. It's talking in the hospital. It's talking in this room, talking in the car. They're not on the cell phones as much as they have been in the before. That was one of my other pet peeves. This show that's supposed to be about secrecy and CIA and all that, they're on the phones like constantly. But all of that is just boring as sin. Just don't care. I don't want to hear about your speeches with your daughter because you're an awful parent. You're gone all the time. Your husband's like a workaholic. Everyone's gone. No one cares about these kids. And then you want to pretend that you do. It's like you've treated them as accessories and now you want to pretend. I'm like, that's not really how any of this works. And by the way, I missed it, I guess, because in the hospital, there's a random scene where the other daughter runs up to Jo. So they have like a little daughter too, which I guess I missed or didn't pay enough attention to because I guess there's also another little kid. So crappy on you, Jo, and your parents. Nicole Kidman continues to try to sell it as her girl boss thing. She looks terrible at times. And then she has these random, they give her these awful dialogue scenes. So they're in this lecture sequence with Michael Kelly's character. He's basically like the deputy director, I believe. And they're lecturing this guy. And then suddenly she just stops him. And then she just starts dropping F-bombs and lecturing him again. And I'm like, what is happening? This show makes no sense, and I don't care, and it's not making you a respectable girl boss. It's just lecturing girl boss. And then we get to the operation. They're going to storm this place. There's talks about Texas police, and this is what we're going to do. They could have a bomb. They go in, they shoot some people. It makes the news, and that's the episode. Let's get back to the actual story with Cruz. And it's like this episode is a mess. It is uninteresting. So here's two of Jo's operatives, which we love. And again, by the way, the guy on the right, LaMonica Garrett, is a great actor. I want more of him in everything. So This came at that, and like I said, in that last 10 minutes of them with their talking to. There's Jonah. See how good she can look there. Like they really give her some soft lights and the makeup's done right. But there's other scenes where she looks awful. Let's see. Yeah, there's Nicole Kidman's character. Yeah, this is just. I think this is just like a what to expect video. See how terrible she looks here, where they just changed the way the makeup and the lighting is. That's how she spends most of the episode. All right, so this is her with this other douchebaggy guy, which they joke about all the time. The Michael Kelly lecture scene, just more back and forth, back and forth. It's just there's so much talking in this episode. It's just uninteresting and boring. By far the worst project on the Taylor Sheridan resume, if you will. I'm in it because I think we're getting close to the end. There's a lot of episodes. There's only 8. Okay. So, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Morgan Freeman is in this show. He's been on the poster. We are now 5 episodes in an 8-episode season. He has not made a cameo that I'm aware of. I don't think I missed it, just so we're clear. So we only have 3 episodes left. So, can't stand it. So disappointed in this show. Again, my expectations were probably too high, but massively disappointed. Can't recommend this at all. So that's my take. Tell me where I'm wrong, guys. It's okay if you like it. It's not about it being a female-centric show. The females are just not interesting. It's all sitting around and talking and lecturing, and nothing ever happens. We set up this character with Cruz, and then we take a detour, and we don't do anything interesting with her again. And just, I don't know, what a mess.